Welcome to your Ascension Energy forecast for June 2019 with influences from this new moon on June 3rd in Gemini. If you're new to my channel or new to me, I'm Johanna Burkhardt, the Soul Shaman, and I really am looking forward to June and to these energies that we are going to be experiencing. Some may not, but I can tell you that the new moon is kind of my jam, and going into that void, those internal, quiet, dark places are where the most gifts can be found. And so while we're going to start with the new moon, apparently, so while the new moon is generally a time of planting seeds, nurturing ourselves, introspection, and really tapping in to our desires. While part of that is true, for this new moon, the energy is going to be quite intense because and kind of like chaotic or anxious. Not only that, but we have a whopper of a wave that's going to be hitting right before this, with a couple of days before the new moon, when we have the 3 days prior and the 3 days after, we can have these intense things that are happening in our solar system. Cosmically, energy's coming through. This can stir up emotions within us. At the same time, we're wanting to go within, we're really wanting to understand what's happening internally, but outwardly, with the Gemini energy, we're wanting to do all the things. We're wanting to talk about stuff and take action and learn, and it's like it's a weird thing that's happening. It's a push-pull effect, and it can kind of feel like an internal tug of war that's happening. But I can tell you that the new moon in Gemini is very much about the commitment to self. It is very much about the communication with self, connecting with your higher self, connecting with your soul's desires. And to be honest, the overarching energy for the whole month of June is about shining your light. It is about becoming the beacon of light that you are meant to be. And please hear me when I say this. This does not mean that you have to step into a light worker role of creating a spiritual entrepreneurship or business. Being a beacon of light means doing what you mean, speaking your truth, embodying the things that you want to see in this world. If you're a follower of me, you've heard me say time and time again, when you heal yourself, you heal the world. It starts and ends with you. So how do you want your world to look? How do you want the things around you to appear? Because all of that is a direct reflection of what's happening here in your soul, in your energetic field. Because we are just internal projections, just pushing it out into the reality. So this overarching energy is about shining your light, stepping into your power, becoming that beacon, and doing the things that you tell other people to do, taking your own advice, listening to the wisdom that comes from within you. Now, what's happened is, as I talked last month about how the energy was, people were going to start seeing things come to fruition, but not to stop doing that work, not to stop and be like, oh my God, look at all my honey, right? Using the bee analogy. Bees are constantly still producing the honey. Even though they have an abundance of honey, they don't stop doing their work. Why? It's who they are. It's their mission. It's the thing that they're here to do. They're not doing it just to get a little bit of honey. Do you see? But what's happened is a lot of people that are going to be listening to this, a lot of people have had a little bit come to fruition. They've had a little bit of clarity. They've had a little bit of insight, and they've stopped. And they're like, ooh, look at this. And it's pretty and it's shiny. But then we get so focused on the material possession, on the fear of losing what it is that we have just obtained, right? we step into that distraction energy and that fear-based doubt energy. Or maybe you're just doubting that this is something that is going to be prosperous for you and continue for you. And so it's tuning back into the soul. It's tuning back into, what do I want my life to look like? What do I truly want? And I say this in the form of essence of how these things are going to make you feel. Because let me tell you, it is never going to be about the physical dollar or euro or whatever it is for you, right? It's never about the physical aspect of money. It is always going to come down to the experience that you want to have, the freedom that you want to have those experiences, the energy of which those experiences and that freedom to have those experiences make you feel inside, having that becoming the abundance. So what are those things? What are the things that you just love that bring so much light and joy to your world? Can you tap into that energy and allow that to be the driving force for your light? And then committing to using that new moon energy, right, coming in and committing to your journey, committing to tuning back into your soul always, no matter what illusion may appear outwardly, because it's going to happen. Especially when we get these cosmic energetic influences that come in and trigger the emotions that are at the bottom of the well inside of us, and things start rising up that make us get into doubt, get into fear, get into that flight or fight energy. And we start seeking and scrambling and being distracted by our outwardly energies, instead of saying, okay, all this is going on, but I'm going to bring it back in. I'm going to get quiet no matter how much chaotic stuff is going outside of me. I'm going to come internally. I'm going to turn on my light inside of my soul. I'm going to allow it to be the thing that guides me. It is my flashlight, right? It is my CB radio to my higher consciousness, to what is always in my highest and best for me. And I'm going to listen to that. So if it tells me to lay down and take a nap and nurture myself, or go for a walk, or take inspired action, or lead by example, or embody the change you want to see in the world, you do it. This is the energy of what we're stepping into. This is the beginning of the rebirthing cycle. The Galactic New Year is coming at the end of July, and the whole energetic shift coming into solar eclipse season, or eclipse season in general, I should say, and having the Galactic New Year happening, we're about to go through a big shift of stepping into that divine feminine, lean back, flow, take inspired action, walk a little slower, move a little slower, speak methodically, tuning into our soul's essence, what our soul is speaking to us, and seeing the reality as what it is, which is a projection of what's happening within us. So this is like practice. This energy is like practice. It's no matter what's going on out here, tune back into your soul. Allow that light to be the thing that shines the brightest, because it will outshine the dark. And it is an illusion. It is an illusion. It's how we respond to those situations that really makes the difference. That changes the trajectory and opens up new pathways for us. So let go of all preconceived notions of how things are supposed to be, how things are supposed to look visually or internally, of what classifies as successful or abundant or prosperous, right? And tuning back into how that looks and feels for you. Maybe for you, abundance means being able to take a 20-minute walk every day. Maybe for you, your soul is calling you to write, or to paint, or to make jewelry, or to speak to women who have been battered or abused, or help a child, or help an animal, or create a revolution. Create a revolution of change for the greater good, by showing the world how to respond and create a new way of being. We've had a lot of energy and a lot of talk about how the government is stepping in and doing these fear-based things, right? They're starting to put tighter constriction and rules. This is a time for us to see what they're doing and saying and say, go ahead. I'm not going to react to this. And instead, I am going to get into a community of people, and we are going to put our heads together and our hearts together, and we are going to find a way to create the change that we need to see, that is outside of government, that is outside of somebody telling us how we are supposed to live and how we are supposed to be and how we can do and treat to our bodies. This is a time for us to rise, to tune into our hearts, to our souls, and allow that to be the driving force, to not react from a space of fear. An inner revolution means we rise together from our hearts and we say we will create our own way and we will create our own thing. And we will lead from the way that we want to see the world be. So how, again, can you help yourself during this time? It's been spoken through this whole thing. Is to listen to that inner voice. It's to listen to the soul's guidance, that quiet internal voice that is always there, whether you are clairaudient or not. That inner knowing, that soft, gentle voice that is guiding you and nudging you through your emotional body, through your auditory system, through everything, is always there with you. It's about you becoming more aware of it and trusting it. So continuously tuning in, spending that time reconnecting to yourself, and allowing the heart to give the direction to the mind. That is the important part. Okay, so for us to wrap up today's, we're going to do a little exercise, and I'm just going to bring your awareness to this energy within you, okay? And if this is something that you need further guidance on, of how to tap in and tune into that higher presence within you, how to trust that guidance, right? That is something that I offer as part of my services. So feel free to check out my website or reach out to me personally. I would love to be a guiding force and helping you tune back into your light and your guidance system. So to get started with this little visualization that we're going to take you on right now, I want you to just take a couple of quick, deep breaths. So we always want to be breathing from our belly like we did as a child. So breathing in and feeling your belly expand, and then breathing out through your mouth. And as you do, just seeing your whole body turn to jello and just relax, right? So let's try that again. Breathing in and out. One more time for good measure. Breathing in and breathing out. Perfect. I ask you to draw your awareness to your heart space and just center yourself on your breath, the natural rhythm, the rise and fall of your belly, of your breath, of your chest, feeling how it moves up and down your spine. Bringing all your focus, all your awareness, all your consciousness to this heart space. Envision, see your heart beating. And as you do, I want you to begin to see a light flickering. Just seeing it flicker. And with every methodical breath in and out of your being, your breath gives this flicker of light the ignition that it needs. Seeing it ignite into a flame. And with every conscious breath in and out that you take, focusing your awareness on your heart space, the breath, your life force breath energy allows this flame to grow internally, brighter and brighter. Feeling that warmth, that security of your own creating, allowing you to be the light that emanates from your own being, becoming the flashlight in any dark situation that you may walk into or experience. See this light burning so brightly that it begins to emanate lines of light, beacons, pathways of light streaming out from your shoulder blades, from behind your crown, just emanating light all around, as if your crown and your shoulders are just glowing and beaming rays of your internal cosmic sun, your internal consciousness and guiding light. And then I want you to see that flame beginning to turn into a tube of light that runs from your heart space through your high heart, which is filled with the purest of infinite love, the purest of Zen, peaceful energy in this space, into your throat. As it does, just burning away, alchemizing any energies that are blocking this heart-mind connection from that fluidity, making space, bringing your conscious awareness as it moves through your throat into your third eye, your mind's eye, and plugging in to your brain. Allowing for your heart to be feeding your mind and allowing your mind to take direction from the heart. To be turning on your mind's eye, the Holy Trinity, the all-seeing in pure clarity, allowing for this June energy to help widen our perspective, to let go of preconceived notions and how things are supposed to be, and allowing us to see all opportunities and possibilities from the guidance of our own soul, from our own light, from our own inner knowing. Allowing this to be the guiding force. Anytime you feel chaotic, anxious, in the energy of doubt or fear, tuning in to that inner mirror. Take a deep breath. And out. This, my friends, is how you tune in and how you ignite that light inside of you and how you keep this energy moving fluidly from the heart to the mind. So I hope that this message serves you well, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Allow others to be and receive this energy so that they can be the guiding light and that beacon that all of humanity needs right now so desperately. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.